Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the BISC Season 1 GT3 Championship from the Autodrome International d'Algarve circuit here, or as we know it as Portimao. I'm JP. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Patrick Coleman again here this week, who's going to come along for the ride for the GT3s and have some fun with us as well. After last week's, it's Eric Aria leading the championship on 39 points with Ivan Van de Oh my God, he sent me an MP4 of that as well. Van Guiado on 31 with Peter Ferrero on 21. Then David Wang in 19, in fourth with 19 points. Quillem Dombre in fifth with 19. Then you got all the people in below that right the way down to 26th at the moment. Patrick, welcome in, bud. We're just coming towards the end of qualifying after a bit of a rush start here this morning. How are you, sir?
Doing absolutely fantastic. I'm ready to see how these GT3s handle the circuit. It's a bit of a different circuit compared to the bend that we visited last time. Lots of good overtaking opportunities for these GT3s and a massive straight where it can get a very good slipstream.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to be looking for that coming out of Galp, the final corner, right down to Primera here. And these guys will be full speed at this moment in time. Let's give you a little bit of an update. It's Aria at the top of the timing towers currently at the moment as well. Eric Aria, Quillem Dombre in second, Van Guiado in third, Borman, Ferrero, Oliver, Warner, Wang, Pianzola, Snell, Evans, Pittman, Newhill, Chrissa, Squire, Angeli and Mitchell all in there as well on the 17 cars that have taken to the racetrack here this evening. It's going to be very, very interesting indeed. They've got a lot to contend with here. I've driven this circuit. Turn one, kink to two, down to three, down to Lagos. Patrick's going to be sort of where the flashpoint situation will be.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities to make contact, but there's also a lot of opportunities to make really good passes. This is a very wide circuit, especially for these GT3 cars. As we see David Wang going down the main straight, he was until qualifying ended. But yeah, Eric Aria on pole position by just over 0.2 of a second, and I think this is going to be a really fun race. Hopefully not quite as chaotic as the race we had at the bend, but these drivers have raced with each other before now, so they are a bit more familiar with how they race. So I think we should have a lot of fun here today.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring you up the grid. Eric Aria will lead the way with Quillem Dombre in second, Ivan Van Guiado in third, Scott Bortman fourth, Peter Ferrero, Dante Olivia, Matt Warner, David Wang, Jordan Pianzola in ninth, Ben Snell, Scotty Evans, Paul Pittman rounding out the top 12. Then behind that is Carl Newhall, Christian Chrissa, Jack Squire, Mitchell Angeli and Ben Mitchell rounding out the full grid of 17 cars here. It's going to be an exciting one. We're going to find out how these guys are going to get on and handle this circuit. You can see from the track map on the right hand side, it's a very interesting layout as well. Some fast sweeping corners for them to contend with, and it's going to be that inner workings as well. At the top of the track map through Samson, Craig Jones, Portimao, all that run will need to be buried. If they don't get it right, it is going to be a bit of a problem here. What do we think? Can you tell us what you think is going to happen, Pat?
I mean, I'm hoping that there isn't a whole lot of turn one contact, but considering how sharp that Primera corner goes, it does seem like there's a very good opportunity for a little bit of contact. We saw a good amount of contact last time at the bend, although this is a drastically different circuit. So I think we'll see a little bit of bumping and maybe one spin, but I think we should get through pretty cleanly.
Okay, well, that's the plan. These guys lining up on the pace lap as well. Tristo, welcome in. Connor Pink as well. Tara's there. All on YouTube. Thanks so much, whether or not you're on the JPB or the Benji YouTube channel. Much appreciated to you for joining that one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. That would be absolutely amazing. We're going to get this pace lap underway. You can see Eric Aria having a move there. The pace car's decided it doesn't want to go anywhere. So unfortunately for him, let's hope we don't have another Max Verstappen incident at Silverstone this weekend where he overtook Piastri. However, Piastri copped the penalty, fully deserved as well, because he did start throttling off as if he was going to start going and restarting the race and then hit the brakes. So that was always good. Hopefully that young man has learnt from the punishment that he will get as well. So there we go. Looking forward to this, seeing how we get on here as well in through this middle section. This is the bit through Sampson they've got to contend with, the run through Craig Jones, up through the Portimao corner as well. Lots to go for these guys to consider. Uphill as well. Porsche last week, yeah, didn't like the bend that much.
Yeah, especially turn 18 on the bend. These Porsches really seem to struggle, but taking a look at our qualifying results, the top 5 cars are all Porsches. I think actually top 6 are all Porsches. So the Porsche definitely has a better go around this track compared to the bend. So we'll just have to see how these drivers manage. But obviously quali pace and race pace are 2 completely separate things. And so we have a 10-minute, I believe we're still running the 10-minute sprint.
Yeah.
I think we have a slightly extended feature race this time around.
Yeah, we do, and at the same time, so we've got the feature coming up after this as well, so we'll see how this one gets on and see what goes on in that extended feature race that we're going to get to look forward to once more as well. So hold on to your hats. They're on their way around Sagres, the final corner. Are they going to drop back away from the pace car, give them a little bit of room like they do normally in real life, or are they going to keep up behind it? Well, it looks like they're going to keep up behind it, to be honest. Here through the final corner of Galp they're going to go. Let's see what goes on. Mr. Connor Pink, are we a father yet, or is poor old Sophie still hanging on to the baby? Let me know in YouTube chat whether or not that's taken place and she's actually had the baby or not. It's, well, the only situation it can be, to be honest. Right, he's already gone. He's already gone. The pace car's crosses the lights here as well. Eric Aria gets this sprint race underway. Guillaume Dombre sitting in second place. Ivan Vantigiato in third place there. So let's see how we get on the right-hand side, down into the braking zone. It's Aria leading the way. Scott Borman sitting there as well as Dragon off the side of the circuit. Lost a place to Ferrero and Oliver there. David Wang in behind. Snell's in there as well. You can see at the moment poor old Scotty Borman has just been pushed out here and cannot get that car back on the racing line. He's gone all the way down, dropped 6 places, down to 10th here as well, Pat. Not a great start for Borman, but Eric Aria out in front, running away with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the tale of 2 ends. I mean, Eric Aria got the perfect start that he would have needed. Our current championship leader got an 8-point gap to Vantigiato, who is currently sitting in 3rd here in this sprint race. And yeah, I mean, sometimes you just don't really get pushed out, but I don't think there's really a lot of contact in that first few corners. Maybe a little touch and go, but I mean, definitely a step up from what we witnessed in the bend. And so I think these drivers are really getting acclimated to each other's driving style. A lot more respect being given on the road. And so far, Eric Aria is having a fantastic first lap to this race.
Oh, Peter Ferrero.
Oh, never mind.
Big punt up the bum there by the number 1 machine. Oh, Jesus, dude. He literally got nailed.
Yeah, he was just a passenger at that point.
Yeah.
And just not much you could do after that. Got punted, and then just, I mean, no matter what you did, you're colliding with that wall. So, Peter Ferraro not having a great run here to go ahead and kick off our Portimao round.
No, definitely not there as well. David Wang gave him a nice little kiss on the rear end there, sent him into the wall. Behind here is Pittman with Kriska having a battle down into turn number 1. They're side by side. There's another portion of McLaren behind that. Newhill making moves up the inside. Whoa, Jesus. Oh, man.
That was an attempt.
An attempt. He launched over the sausage curb. He had that Porsche up on 2 wheels. He literally full went for it there as well. Oh, dearie me. Pittman behind Squire, Newhill now behind that as well. We've got David Oliver under pressure at the moment. He's got Matt Warner, who's got his own group of David Wang, Ben Schnell and Panazola in behind there as well. Congratulations, Connor. See, you've had the baby. I hope everything's going well. Enjoy the lack of sleep for the next 2 weeks, mate. And also the pooey nappies, just to let you know. That's how babyhood is going to go. As we're looking at Mitchell now, trying to go up the inside of David Wang in that Porsche. What is going to be the situation with Wang as well? He did kind of hit Ferrero a bit hard, sent him full bore into the wall here, but at the moment No issues for David Wang. He's still moving forward. You can see the dent on the front of that Porsche coming into the left-hander before they go through Sagres now. But at the moment, Eric Aria seems comfortable out front pack. Don't seem to be under much trouble. It's more Domber under issues from Vantighiato.
Yeah, no, he's in a really good spot right now. He's in control of this race. He's really managing his pace throughout the corners. Because this is another track where you really have to pick your moment to go for. Your best shot is this massive straight exiting the Galp corner where you have such a massive slipstream that you can really close in that gap to the car ahead. We're seeing Dombre close that gap 10th by 10th by 10th and just not quite enough. A bit wide there for Eric Aria, going just a little bit over that white line. He's going to have to try to keep it within the white lines if he doesn't want a penalty. And I think that might have been a little bit of a touch and go there from Dombre as he's continuing to chase that lead, and he goes wide on corner exit as well.
Yeah, run a little bit wide there, didn't get a good exit out. It looks like Pittman and Newhill have had an incident here. Pittman in that Porsche, Newhill in behind him. What's going to happen here? Oh, that McLaren's coming from a long way. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy.
That was a bit optimistic there from the McLaren, but a little bit of touch and go. Didn't end up as badly as the incident with Ferrero and Wang earlier, but yeah, I mean, that was not super great as we see Jake Squire kind of blinking out of existence momentarily.
Yeah, Squire's got to be a little bit careful there with the old internet. Down through Portimao, they're going to go at this moment in time. Your leaders are on their run through the left-hander up the Sagres. We're almost halfway through. It's going to be, I think, about a 6-lap race for this opening race here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what goes on in and around this. David Wang is there closing in on Warner. Behind that is you got the Audi of Pinazzola. He's tucked in behind him as well. Through the right-hander they go. It's a long run round Galp at the moment, up over the crest of the hill. It's a moment that he can send the car light as well. Yep, you saw it there, Pat, as well. It can go light through that final corner.
I've seen a few cars go airborne in that final corner, so it is definitely possible as Ben Mitchell is into the pit lane, making a pit stop. Now, I know there's a huge point of contention last week about the pit stops, but those are for the feature race. I don't think a pit stop is exactly required, so that might be a bit of damage on Ben Mitchell's part here. I mean, we're about halfway through the sprint, so I mean, you're going to lose a lot of time to all those cars up ahead. The only car you're probably not going to really lose time to is Peter Ferrero down in the back. But, yeah, we'll just have to see if what happens with that pit stop for Mitchell.
Yeah, there was a lot of discussion, should we say, about the pit stop situation. Do you know what I mean? And it was a bane of contention going into that after that race last week, and I think that for these guys they had to get that under control and they had to nip it in the bud early, you know, and it hopefully will solve the issue. You know, the starting limits of the fuel will be adjusted so aggressively is going to force everyone to do a pit stop or they won't make it to the end of the race. This will this way the whole issue doesn't happen again. Careful consideration and another late night doing the numbers. This way it solves all the issues presented, closes the argument once and for all. No tyre wall rule is still stand. If you want to change tyres, you can, but that's the same as normal. You just won't have a choice for the pit stop as you won't make it to the end of the race if you don't stop. So they basically cemented the fact that they now have to make a pit stop. There is no choices. It was a lot of dramas last week, and poor old Ben's been working his way and trying to get it all out and trying to come up with the best way of doing it, and now has set it at the fact that they have to make a pit stop. Squire, ooh, little bit of side-by-side action with Pittman.
Yeah, I mean, but he does get through a little bit of a tap, so he played the waiting game, got through, and it looks like Krissa is going to try to jump back through it, so Krissa is going to try to regain that position off of Jake Squire now as these two Porsches are doing Porsche on Porsche violence. It's going to be a send up the inside. That move is done and dusted. Jake Squire did lose that position. Krista is up into P9 at the moment, but he's going to be immediately back under pressure from Jake Squire. Can Jake Squire go ahead and try to retake this position? But even then, Pedem, Newell, and Angley are pretty much just directly behind it, just in case these two come to blows and just take each other out.
Yeah, absolutely. They've gone to 30% fuel for the feature in a 35-minute race. So they will have to take fuel here at the same time. Let's jump on board now with Squire. We're coming into the left-hander here, all the way down at the moment. Now it's going to be the right-hander of Sagres in front of us. Through he goes. Then we're going to climb and show you that run through Galp on board with Jake Squire. Just watch the right-hand side. He's got to keep it to the right-hand side. There's the apex. There's the hill. Now it plummets down. You're going to get on the power. You're going to start that run for Squire. Is he going to be able to get past Kriska or not? That's going to be the question. Kriska goes defense on the run down here as well. Squire tucked in behind him in the blue, white, in the black, red and white machine. Through the right-hander, he goes into turn number one. Are they going to run side by side? They are. Kriska hits the sausage curb. That launches the Porsche up at the moment. Another Porsche tucked in right behind a Pittman. He's going to dive up the inside. Ooh. Oh, Pittman's going to get both. Pittman's going to get both, I think. Oh, Kriska manages to hold on, but boy, oh boy, Pittman tried to get, it was behind that. Pittman tried to get both of them and couldn't manage it here as well. They're getting a little bit feisty behind this pack here because at the same time, Scotty Evans is in there, Newhill's in there. All of these Porsches fighting it out. David Wang further up is locked in his own battle at the moment. He's side by side with Pinazzola.
Yeah, this is going to be a very spicy battle indeed. This track is very good for battling. It's such a wide road that, I mean, you can have moments like that where Pittman is just sending it up the inside, trying to get a pass one, get one free deal. But unfortunately, he got one of them in the end. He got Krista there in the end as David Wang and Pianzola are fighting it out tooth and nail. The Porsche versus the Audi, B10 versus Flat 6, as they're making their way through this amazing track set in the heart of Portugal. Here in Portimao, they're trying to get every position, and that's time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's snuck up on us. Eric Aria wins the race, Dabre in second, and Vantagiato P3.
Yeah, it did sneak up on us there as well. Vantagiato finishes in third, then Dombre, then Aria in behind that. Pinazzola as well comes over the line. What's happening here at the same time is going to be Pittman. He's going to take this place ahead with Squire. Ahead of that, they guys run down to the line as well. In behind that is Newhill, Borman, and Angeli. They're all fighting it out still at the bottom, and it was very, very interesting for race number one. Lots of action taking place here as well. We got a 3-minute warm-up, so let's bring you up the results from race number one. Eric Aria is your winner. Guillem Domber in second. Ivan Vantagiato in third with Dante Olivo in fourth. Matty Warner, David Wang, Pinazzola, Snell, Squire, Pittman, Kriska, Evans, Newhill, Borman, Angeli Mitchell and Ferrero down the back end, unfortunately, on that one. But, yeah, that was an interesting race, number one.
Yeah, and actually, like, I mean, I know race one last time was interesting just because of how much chaos, contacts, wipeouts we've seen. We've seen a few little incidents here and there. The biggest one was Peter Ferrero getting sent to the Shadow Realm. But other than that, I would say that this is definitely a much cleaner race than we had at the Bend.
Agreed.
And there's just a lot of really good on-track action going on around the circuit. So I think the feature race, especially with the updated feature race length and also the updated fuel requirements, I think it's going to be a really fun feature race, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. 35 minutes here as well. Me and the boy are watching. He's watching. I don't think Connor, being a couple of days old, is going to be watching anything, to be honest with you, mate. What was the name? What did you finally come up with for the name of your young sir? And when was he born, dude? Was it over the weekend, or was it actually popped out by now last Friday? Let me know as well. It's been a how can I put it? It's been a chapter in a book of Mr. Connor Pink and his good partner Sophie. And they've been pregnant what seems like for absolutely ages. And finally, it looks like the baby has arrived. Did you manage to get through the whole thing without your hand being broken, Mr. Pink? That's the interesting thing there as well, as poor old Sophie's probably squeezing the living life out of it. Warm-up is coming towards the end very, very shortly. We've got about a minute left here as these guys continue the warm-up. Nobody's well, there's a couple of people who are sort of in and around, not really doing anything. Nobody's out on track at the moment. He is watching. Okay. Started early, and his name is Axel, and it was born last Thursday. Oh, well done for you. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. It's been a woe, should we say, Pat, as well. Poor Sophie, pregnant during blinking the heat wave we've had in the UK. She's been driving in a simulator as well, taking part in blinking races that she was doing as well. She's been very active as good old Sophie. She's been pregnant. So there we go. Good job on that one. Right, going to be coming into gridding in the next 15 seconds. And then we will be up and running for this feature race, final race of this evening. Only 2 races for you here. 10-minute sprint and a 35-minute feature with 30% fuel. They will have to do a fuel stop. So let's see what goes on. Let's see these cars get onto the grid, and we'll bring you up the grid when it is available, which will hopefully not be very long away at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get your drinks, grab your popcorn, because race number 2 will be up and running very, very shortly indeed. Warm-up has come to an end. Eric Aria is your leader with Don Brea and Van Guiado. Your 1, 2, 3, same positions as they were finishing the race. And Dante Oliver, Matt Warner, David Wang, Jordan Pianzola, Ben Snell, Jake Squire, Paul Pittman, Christian Chrissa, and Scotty Evans rounding out the top 12. Then in behind that one, we've got Carl Newhill, Scott Borman, Michael Angeli, Ben Mitchell, and Peter Ferrero. Ferrero is got to be trying to at least look to get towards the end of this race, Pat, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this feature does play out. I mean, there's a lot of points on the board, and I mean, it really sucked for Peter Ferraro because he was 3rd in the championship coming into this weekend. He's 10 points behind Vantagiato. So we'll just have to see if he can make it to the end of this one. He definitely wants a better result and to not get punted into the shadow room as we're about to go ahead and get green here.
Yeah, they're going to be coming in for that half a pace lap ready to go. Let's go, Don Brea. Roberto, you're missing a T. Dear sir. Let's go, Don Brea, I think is the word on that one. But Aria is off and running. Don Brea is overtaking him. He's going to be told to drop back, which is what he does do. And then Van Guiado, Oliver in 3rd, Warner, Wang, Pianzola, Squire, Snell, Pittman, Chrissa, Evans, Newell, Angeli Borman, Ferrero, and Mitchell here once again. What do we think here as well, Pat, with these guys? Aria, Don Brea, Van Guiado, are they going to be able to fight it out and stay with each other? Of course, they've got that pit stop coming up.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how good of a launch Eric Aria gets, because Eric Aria got a fantastic launch on the sprint and then pretty much just held the entire lead for the duration of the sprint. But coming into this race, coming into the feature now, they'll have some experience. They'll know about the timing, roughly, for Don Brea and Vantagiato. So I think that it's going to be a bit harder for Eric Aria to go ahead and continue to lead the race after turn 1, lap 1. But I think there's definitely going to be some fighting going on in this top 3. I think these drivers are all going to really fight tooth and nail, try to move their way up the standings here in this championship. It's going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, well, let's see how these guys get on here once more. Let's see what goes on. As you can see, it's a Porsche, a top 5. BMW, Ferrari, Audi, then Porsche, Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren, Ferrari, McLaren, and guess what? We're finishing off with a Porsche, just because we haven't got enough. We thought we'd put one in the end there as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and people of all ages, hold on to your hats. It is going to be a time to go green. Running down the hill through Galp. You can see Dombre sitting on the side of Aria. He is not going to want to let him go. Aria's got to wait for the pace car to go in through the into the pits. Over the pace car line he goes. There we go. Aria's already gone. Dombre goes on the defense there as well. Tries to block Ivan Van der Giado. Down on the run now. Aria's got the run out. Dombre, through all of his woes and worries, he did not manage to stay with Aria. He's under attack going into turn one. Van der Giado got a sweep round the outside. He's off the side of the circuit. Doesn't really have any privilege rights to come back on. Dombre manages to hold the inside line. Van der Giado sitting in third. No changes in the top three. Oh, drama at the back.
Yep, I think if you go, he's trying to get, there's a BMW spinning out. That is Warner. Warner spun out as well, so this has been a bit more of a chaotic race start than we saw in the sprint. So it's, that's Matt Warner now down into P17. Now let's get a replay of just all that, because he had quite a few different incidents happen around the same time. David Wang now watching from his perspective, or checking out the car.
That kicks it off.
Yeah, he just kind of got ping-ponged.
Yeah, Kriska goes round, Ferrero goes round again. Ferrero can't buy a finish here, even if it was on sale at Tesco's. Unfortunately for Ferrero, he's going to have to keep trying to fight his way through. But funny enough, he's back in pit lane again here, Peter Ferrero. So he's had a bit of a horrendous evening so far, and it isn't getting any better in race number 2. And you can see now Oliver in behind Van der Giado. On board we go through the right-hander of Sagres, and then down over the hill of Galp. It's literally Porsche 1, 2, 3, 4. Pianzola, the first Audi, in behind that as well. Over the little rise they go, dropping down. What's going to happen here with Oliver? How close is he going to get? He lets the car drift wide. That's definitely an off track for Van der Giado. Guillem Dombre, another one closing in here on Eric Aria. Is he going to look at trying to have that inside line at the moment? He does. Is he going to be able to get there? Dombre goes up the inside through the right-hander. Big old side breathe in there.
Got it.
Yeah, he definitely did on that one. He managed to get it for Dombre. Takes the lead. Van der Giado in behind. Oliver in behind that. Pianzola still trying to fight his way through. Michael Angeli in down the back end in 10th at the moment, with Ben Mitchell in front of him. So a Ferrari McLaren battle. But Dombre got the job done there, Pat. He's now extended his lead to nearly a second.
Yeah, so I mean, that was a very good move. I mean, he used the slipstream going down, the start-finish straight, got into the inside line through Premieria, and pretty much just held it. He made Aria go wide, took the shot, went straight in, and now he is going to try to extend that gap. But here's the thing, though, is there's only 30% fuel in these cars, so they're going to obviously have to make their pit stop. The question is, though, is when are these drivers going to look to pit? I mean, if you're Eric Aria, you could potentially try to save a little bit of fuel by lifting and coasting going into some of these corners. Although with Van der Giado breathing down your neck, that might be a bit easier said than done. But, well, I think pit stop strategy is really going to play a huge factor into the finishing positions of the race, as Dante Oliva gets past Pianzola. So now it is a Porsche top 4 once again. The Audi trying to go ahead and disrupt that pattern. He's going to get a good slipstream, but a bit wide on the exit of Gulp there. He's flashing a high beam, so clearly Oliva did something that Pianzola really isn't a big fan of. As we go ahead and start another lap here. Lap 3 of this race, we're about 3 minutes in, and Pianzola is trying to chase down the Porsche, trying to look for any kind of gap to go ahead and get through. But so far, Dante Oliva's not giving him one.
Yeah, he's not at the moment. He's chasing it down there as well. We're 4 minutes in, 26 minutes, 22 left on the clock here. Through the left-hander they go of Toro Vip. Now as well on board with Pianzola, trying to get the power through that Audi. He saw the snap there of Pianzola. He's going to have to try and go after Oliver again. They're all getting a little bit more spread out here than they were in race number 1. Matty Warner's had some drama. He's facing the wrong way. What did you do? And why is Ferrero having a same oh, bro. Oh. Okay, managed to avoid him. Matty Warner, I'll give you that one. Scott Evans has also had some drama. He's gone off as well. This is a replay from lap number 2. Oh, dude, too fast. Way too fast. And unfortunately, that Scotty Evans' Ferrari does go round. But Aria closed back into Dombre now, and this battle up the front pack continues once more.
Yeah, just kind of reflecting on that corner earlier. I mean, you might be able to take that kind of speed in a Formula 1 car or maybe a GTP, but in that Ferrari GT3 car, yeah, you really had no prayer of trying to make that corner. But sometimes, I mean, if it's a track you're not familiar with, then you're really just going to be pushing your limits and trying to learn as much as you can for the next time round. But so far, it just really didn't pay off. But what did pay off is that move that Dombre made onto Aria earlier. He is still in the lead of this race. And so you're in a part of a track now that is really not optimal for trying to get a pass, but it's good for trying to close that gap for Eric Aria. And he's also trying to not overcook his tires, because tires, well, you're not required to switch tires. It would certainly help your case if you didn't have to switch tires just because of the extra time it would take in the pits, because it's a mandatory pit stop anyway. You're going to run out of fuel before you get to the end of this race. So it'll be very fun to keep an eye on these drivers and see what they do for pit strategy, because I think that's really going to play a key factor in this whole race.
Yeah, Shade, I'm going to have a look at that, what you mentioned there, son, as well. I didn't realise he was doing it at a continued rate. Poor sportsmanship from Jordan with all that stupid flashing. I'm not a big lover of it, I have to be honest. But then again, I don't really... He's not done it in the last sort of half a lap we've been on board here. So I do wonder whether or not, when he's doing it, through the final couple of corners coming into Sagres. Pianzola there in behind us in that Audi. No lights at the moment. Through Galp we're going to go. Just going to keep an eye on him and see when this is actually happening. I wonder if it's just down into turn 1 every single time. 6 minutes gone, or coming up to 7 minutes gone. Still no lights on Pianzola's car. I wonder if he stopped doing it now.
Maybe he did, because I noticed it happened earlier when we were watching this battle with Dante Oliva and Jordan Pianzola. I did notice he was flashing those high beams down that start-finish straight, but that was only a single occurrence. I can't recall seeing any other occurrences of it, but oh, look at this. Fancy Giada got past Eric Aria. So let's get a look at this, and just once again, fired it right up the inside of Primera and just held it there. So Eric Aria not doing the greatest of jobs of holding that inside, but I know good and well that holding that inside line, especially when you have a car that has such a slipstream advantage directly behind you, is far easier said than done.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Aria there as well, not really holding that inside line. Unfortunately for him, that's Vantigiado up. That's Dombre 1.36 seconds out in front up the road at the moment, down to 1.25, 1.2. Dropping down a little bit as these guys set chase now. What they've got to do, I think, is not fight, Pat. They cannot afford to fight here.
Yeah, no, because tire wear is going to be a thing. And then you're just going to run out of fuel as well. So your pit stop would come earlier, which sometimes with the undercut strategy, that does pay off. You can go ahead and pit earlier and then just have a better outlap to go ahead and jump a position. We've seen it before in real life racing, and I believe we even saw it a bit last week as well. So the undercut strategy might work, but tires is going to be a key factor in this race. You're going to be really burning up your tires if you continue to try to battle tooth and nail, and you're just going to have less grip. So even when you do make your pit stop, if you try to go for that undercut on the pit stop, you're just not going to have that same level of tire grip, so your outlap is just not going to be as fast.
Yeah, I do 100% agree with you here. It's going to be seeing if these Porsches can get to the end without any dramas, because we have seen some in Porsches. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4 at the moment. Pianzola tucked in behind in the only Audi, which is now in the Ferrari behind that. Then Squire and Pittman, Porsches. Chrissa in Porsches. Newhill in the McLaren. Borman's in a Porsche. Michael Angeli in the Ferrari. Scotty Evans in the Ferrari as well. Matty Warner's down all the way down the order. David Wang's down the order as well. Peter Ferrero is still out on the racetrack, albeit a lap down. And no Ben Mitchell, unfortunately. So Guillaume Dombre leading the way at the moment. Nobody's really close together, but I'm hoping that's because Vantighiato and Aria here, Pat, are chasing down, are trying to work together to chase him down.
That's probably their best bet right now, is to try to chase down Dombre and work together, not really fight against each other. Aria can benefit from the slipstream, especially exiting Gulp Corner and going onto that start-finish straight going into turn 1. So that is a very possible strategy here. The Porsche really does seem to like this track compared to the bend that we raced at last week, because the Porsches really did not like that last corner. They loved the last corner here at Portimao. So we are 10 minutes into this race. It is lap number 7. Vantighiato just at the fastest lap of the race with a 1:41.788. So fantastic stuff there from the car in second place. Scott Borman now right up the gearbox in New Hill. So we'll see how this is going to go ahead and play out. We've seen that this McLaren can fight pretty well too. We've seen it earlier on in the race, but Borman's going to have that slipstream. He's going to just try to send it up the inside. He's got the move. He's got the speed, but does he have the position? He will get the position. And once again, that inside line going into Primera is just so crucial to get.
Yeah, absolutely. You need that inside line at Primera there. It is vitally important that you take that inside line. And as you can see here as well, on board with Boardman, as he has gone through on New Hill. Now looking at making his way forward here again is Boardman. But how much further is he going to get? Dante Oliver has got Jordan Pianzola still in behind. The boys up front, Vantighiato and Aria have worked together enough. They pulled Dombre in to just over 6 tenths, literally just over it. Vantighiato's on a march here, Pat. He seems to be strolling through.
Yeah, Vantighiato's having a fantastic race here in the feature. Pretty much tucked up right in behind Dombre, closing that gap lap by lap by lap. Maybe trying to get this pass done before the pit stop, because I know we're going to be reaching that point at some point within the next 10 minutes, I would assume, because we're about 12 minutes in now, and Dombre's actually into the pits, so he's calling it now. He's going to go ahead and go for the undercut, but traffic giveth and traffic taketh away, so we'll see where he comes out when it comes to that traffic, because when it comes to the undercut, you really need a super strong outlap to really make it stick. So if you're stuck in traffic, you really can't get that outlap that you desperately need. But I think Ivan Vantighiato is really going to go ahead and enjoy this lead, because he's going to close the gap to his championship rival.
Yeah, I do wonder if he's actually going to be motoring away here. Vantighiato looks very quick today, and I do wonder whether or not he's going to be on his bike a little bit and kind of open up a little bit of a gap over these guys. He's got that 1.3 to Aria. Aria looks like whatever he's done, he's changed something and is now looking like he's struggling a little bit here at the same time. And he's just not gaining on. It's either that or Vantighiato's got a bit between his teeth here, Pat, and is absolutely flying.
Yeah, Vantighiato really seems like he's in control of this race. I mean, once he got past and got into the lead of this race when Dombre made his pit stop, he's really just pretty much firing on all cylinders. He's really locked in and putting in a mighty fine performance here around this track. Going through the gulp now, and yeah, I agree with you that Eric Aria is just really, his pace just isn't quite there from what we've seen in the last couple of races. I mean, last race, he held on to that lead without any real sort of issue. And now Ivan's going to come into the pits. And who's going to follow? Not Aria. Aria is going to stick out. Oliver's coming in. And yeah, so quite a few cars making the pit stops now.
Yeah, this needs to be Aria's best lap of the race. He needs to be absolutely motoring on this lap here for Aria. He needs to be quick as anything, because if he isn't, he is not going to get the jump on these boys. And I do wonder whether or not he's going to be able to get the jump anyway. But let's see what Aria can do. Is he going to be able to motor in? Is he going to be able to motor on? Is he going to give us the best lap he's ever done here? Because at the moment, for Eric Aria, he's not in a good spot with Pianzola only 3 seconds behind. Vantighiato's on his way out as well. Did Vantighiato jump Dombre? This is the question. Vantighiato has got Dombre. We did say Vantighiato looked a little bit quicker than Dombre, and he has gone through on him in his pit stop cycle. Vantighiato out in front. It's going to be what Eric Ari is going to do, what Pianzola's going to do. We've only got about 12 minutes left. Dombre trying to close on to the back of Vantighiato at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a good slipstream. Is he going to try to send it down the inside here? He was thinking about it, but Vantighiato closes that door. He's not going to go ahead and give him any kind of opportunity to try to make the pass. But it looks like Dombre's going to try to force an opportunity using all sorts of curve, trying to get anything going. Oh, a little bit of contact, I think, between himself and Vantighiato. He is getting really close right up the back of that Porsche just up ahead. I mean, Dombre is really trying to push and get Vantighiato, trying to catch him napping at any of these corners. But so far, Vantighiato he's been excellent this race. He's been pretty much like making no mistakes, fully focused, and not letting the pressure from Dombre get to him.
Yeah, we've got Aria and Pianzola in pit lane. They've been in pit lane for quite a while. Neither of them are on their boxes yet. This long old pit lane does seem to go on for absolutely forever. Vantighiato coming around the final corner on the right-hand side now. Aria in pit lane. There's Vantighiato now. It's going to be about a 7 or 8, 9 second stop here for Eric Aria. Is he going to be able to get out? Pianzola's on his way out as well. Aria's on his way out. Where is Vantighiato? They're going to be literally side by side. Aria, Vantighiato's going to get him. Dombre's going to get him as well. And Oliver's got Pianzola. So Pianzola didn't even gain positions, but Oliver got him there as well. Vantighiato still out in front. Literally 10 minutes to go. No change for Eric Aria. He's still in third place.
Yeah, so I think Vantighiato really won out on that strategy front here. And I think he also had a really good in-lap too, so pretty much that super strong in-lap invalidated anything that Dombre was trying to do with his out-lap. So very good stuff here from Vantighiato. He's having the race of his life right now here at Portimao. It's been a really good showing here from the number 89 Porsche. Very fantastic stuff from the Italian driver. He's been on the pace, not letting any pressure get to him. And despite all the effort that Dombre is putting onto him, he just can't get any kind of reasonable gap to send the car through.
Yeah, even they're out in front. Dombre sitting in behind Aria, Oliver. They've got a little bit of a gap to Pianzola. It's about 1.1 seconds. And at the moment, we've got a top 4 Porsche-dominated field here. But what's going to happen up front through the final couple of corners, Saga, as we go? Aria not close enough, I don't think, to Dombre this time round, unless Dombre makes some bad drama mistake. But at the moment, he is going to be on board with Aria. Is he going to close in on him here? Nope, he still can't get close enough, I don't think, this one time either. The draft's kicking in. You can see it's Dombre going closer to Vantighiato. Aria's going backwards onto the brakes. He's got to go soon through the right-hander. Don't touch the curb. Now runs a little bit wide into the next right as well. Coming into Lagos to turn number 3. And it's going to be, it looks like, Pat, we're going to have a 3-car fight all for the next 6 minutes, or 8 minutes, I should say.
I think it might even be a 4-way fight, because Oliver's not too far behind himself, so he can really insert himself into this battle here. And if there's any sort of contact, Oliver's going to be a direct beneficiary, and he's going to gain some spots. Now, also on that side of the coin, it could put Jordan Pianzola up for grabs for a podium if two of these cars wipe out, but considering right now that Vantighiato isn't really giving Dombre any chance to get close enough to make an actual move, I don't foresee that happening. So it's at minimum a 3-way fight. Could be a 4-way fight here if anything kicks off. But Dombre, he's putting on some good pressure, though. I will say he's putting on an admirable amount of pressure, trying to force Vantighiato into making mistakes. Now, mistakes are formed under pressure, but so are diamonds. And I think right now Vantighiato is having a diamond-worthy race.
Absolutely, I do agree with you. He's looked quick, to be fair, since the moment they got into this feature race, and I just think that this is going to be Vantighiato's race win I don't believe Dombre's going to be able to get it. Something's going on with Scotty Evans and Michael Angeli here. They've just had a big old swap of places. That could have something to do with this. Chris,
all right.
Oh, you're going to turn in. Oh, no, we're not.
Oh.
We're going to disappear. No, where are we gone? Oh, they've all gone. That's... Oh, dear. Let's have a look at that from Scotty's point of view, because clearly Chris went somewhere. Where did he go? So on Scotty Evans there.
No, he just disappeared, and that was pretty much all she wrote.
But then he spun around in him. So from Scotty Evans' point of view, you can't avoid what you can't see, right? You know what I mean? You see
that is net coding to its purest form. Yeah, I mean, you gotta really feel bad because it's just really not been his race there in that Ferrari. It's just been a torrid time for Scott Evans.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But Chris is in there issues and causing that blinking. Unfortunately for Scotty Evans, didn't know he was there. He just disappeared on him. Going into the final couple of corners now through the left-hander. We've got 2 rights to go, and one of them is over a crest of a hill. There's still dangers here for these 3. Vaneghiato, Dombre, Aria, Oliver, Pianzola, still fighting it out for the top 5 spots. I think it is going to be the top 3 that are going to have the opportunity, though. Coming through Galp one more time over the crest of the hill. They go, drop down the other side onto the start-finish straight. Vaneghiato leads, Dombre second, Aria third, Oliver fourth, Pianzola in 5th. The gap's closing down, but it's closing onto the back from Aria to Dombre at the moment. Not the other way round. They're still going as they are. Michael Angeli and Scotty Evans are having a right little ding-dong further down here as well.
Yeah, it's a really good battle between the Ferraris here. Angeli and Scott Evans. It's been a very good fight here between these two. Hopefully it doesn't end up in Scott Evans going around again, because I think, but they're going argy-bargy. They're getting side by side, playing a little game of tag as they go through the Galp corner. I mean, luckily they got away with that, but that could have ended up much, much worse for these two Ferraris, as we are down to just about 4 minutes left to go on the race. So you're really only going to get about another 2 laps here, so you really got to make your moves and just make it count.
Yeah, you can see there the move on that one with Scott Evans, Michael Angeli. Ferrero's off the side of the circuit. Oh, no. Pianzola's off the side of the circuit. Oh, dearie me, sir. That back end's on its way. Yep. Did not look comfortable.
Turned himself into a German Beyblade.
Yeah, did not look comfortable there at all going around that corner. Did that Audi. Pittman has got Chanel tucked in behind him as well. Through the right-hander they go. Oh, Portimao, then down into a kinky left and then a little bit of a hard left turn. But the leaders are going to be coming over the line as well. 23 minutes gone. They've got about 3 minutes to go. We could have one and one more. And at the moment, nothing's changing. Dombre's closer to Aria than then Dombre is to Vaneghiato. So it's still as they are for a minute. But Schnell tucked in behind Pittman here. And Schnell in that Ferrari, Pittman in the Porsche. 3 minutes to go here. Schnell's got to make moves and he's got to do it quick.
Indeed, yeah, he's going to really try to make these moves count. It looks like he's going to make one. Going into Premiere, and we've seen this move time and time again today. Well, if you get the inside line going down into turn 1, you're going to get the move almost guaranteed. And sure enough, he's got the move. The Ferrari is up a position with that Tom's Castrol livery, very reminiscent of the JC GT Toyota Supra from the 90s. So that's a very pretty livery. It looks actually really good on that Ferrari, but a very good looking car making a very good looking move up into P6 on the track right now. He's chasing out Pianzola, who did have that spin earlier, so his tires are going to be red hot. And so I think it might just be a matter of time, but it might be a good top 5 here for Ben Snell.
Yeah, absolutely. Be fully deserved there as well for Snell. If he can get onto the back of Pianzola. Pianzola making his own mistakes, of course, once again. spinning round that Audi, unfortunately for him, and around he's going to go. But it's now going to be the final corners of this lap here before we go on to the white flag. Vantigiato through Galp one more time. He's going to take Barney. Barney will be waving frantically there as well. Check on the right-hand side. There he is. Barney waving the final flag. The white flag, I should say. Final lap of the race. Vantigiato, Dombre, Aria. And I can't see this changing, Pat. I've got to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think unless something drastic happens, then Vantigiato's got a very good chance of winning this entire race. And I think these cars are probably going to stay in very similar positions to where they are now. Vantigiato's got he's just been on another form here in the feature race. So whatever he might have done, whatever setup change he may have made, or whatever change he made between the sprint and the feature, it certainly paid off, because Vantigiato, once he got that lead, he never really relinquished it. He's been pretty much just on the pace. Dombre's been trying everything in the book and the kitchen sink, trying to make sure that he can try to get this move done and dusted. But Ivan Vantigiato is just not giving him any room to really make any kind of progress.
Yeah, absolutely. Through Portimao they go, the right-hander. See Dombre's trying to get closer. Aria's dropped back. 1.2 seconds back now for Aria. Through the left-hander we go. We've got a couple of corners left. You can see the gaps closed down. Vantigiato has slowed down a little bit on the final lap. He's trying to make sure he can secure the victory. Through Sagres he goes. It's going to be a run down to the line, ladies and gentlemen. It will be a run to the line here. Because it's going to be from Vantigiato, from Aria. The line's quite far down as well. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to come over now once again. Is Aria going to get there? No, he's not. Vantigiato's going to wrap it up. Dombre second, Aria in third, and then Dante Oliver in fourth. Jordan Pianzola is maybe, he has got Galp to go, mind you, and Audi don't like that, is going to hang on to fifth place, with Ben Schnell's going to come and take sixth here. There's the line. Over they go. Schnell in sixth place across the line. He goes as well. Great job from all of them. Scotty Borman still out there waiting for a few to close up. I don't really know what we can say about Ivan, apart from the fact that he kind of just dominated that one.
Oh, yeah, he had some really good pace in the feature race. Like I said, I mean, whatever he changed from the sprint to now, it certainly paid off for him. So Vantigiato really keeping his championship interesting as well. He finished third behind Aria in the feature race when Aria ended up winning, or the sprint race, I mean. And he's pretty close to him in the championship coming into this weekend, or coming into today. About 8 points behind now, so I'll be very curious to see how this championship standings are going to update after this round, but it is definitely what he needed. And as Scott Evans having a horrible race today, just not at all a race that he would have wanted. This is definitely one to forget for Scott Evans.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's bring out the results from the feature race here. Vantigiato is in first, Gwilym Dombre second, Eric Aria third, then Dante Oliver fourth, with Jordan Pianzola in fifth, Ben Schnell sixth, Paul Pittman seventh, then Squire, Borman, Warner, Chrissa, Newell, Angeli, Wang, Evans, Ferrero, and Mitchell in behind that one. So great racing from all of these guys. Let's see if I can have a chat with any of them. Let's see if I can just pull Eric Aria. I was trying to find Ivan, but I can't actually see him. Oh, yes, I can. There he is. Come back. Hold on. Here as well. Let's have a chat with your third place man here this evening as well. Mr. Eric Aria takes the win in race number one. Couldn't get it in race number two. Was Vantigiato just that little bit too quick? Well, let's have a chat with him here as well. Eric, welcome in, bud.
Thank you, JP. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm not bad at all, mate. Loving it. How are you?
Yeah. Oh, man. Been better. Race one was pretty good. Everything felt right. But race two, I don't know. That curb turn one, man, it got me twice. And both times I just had to save it. Took me off guard. But yeah, no, overall pretty happy with the results. Car felt good. And yeah, good racing from Guillaume, Dombret, and Ivan as well. they did a pretty good pit stop, it seemed like.
Yeah. Now, you say the curb got you, or did you take the curb, Eric?
Yeah, I got the curb.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. I was just checking because I'm pretty sure I haven't seen a curb jump out and grab anyone. Either.
No, the curb stays where it is. I just hit it where I shouldn't have.
Oh, dude.
Pretty inviting.
Yeah.
Seeing a sausage in the corner.
No. Oh, dude, I'm gonna stop because I can't carry on with that one because there's so much to say. The championship's gonna be heating up going into the next round, dude, as well. So, how do we think we're gonna come out of this? What's gonna be the aim for this season?
Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, I had a big advantage at the bend because I've raced there in real life, so I thought I just had to take as many points as I can there. So, but the rest of the tracks, like, I've never raced here. I don't normally race GT3s, or I've never raced or driven at Algarve before, so I just had to practice for the whole week to get here. But yeah, Sebring is next round, so I haven't done many laps there, so I'm still practicing. But yeah, the rest of the season should be pretty exciting. I would say just have to be consistent, man. Just got to take as many points as I can. Yeah. I had the fastest lap here for a few laps before it got taken away. So, yeah,
dude, I don't doubt you did. You didn't do well. You did better than I could have. Let's put it this way: target time for Sebring 158, maybe 159, and you should be in and around up there. But Eric, well done, fella. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyone you want to shout out before we let you go?
I just wanted to shout out Anthony Edwards. He couldn't make it for the race tonight. He had to go to work. He clocked in last night and he got some job for 7 a.m. he thought, but it was for 7 p.m. so he couldn't make the race. But no, thanks very much, guys. You're doing an amazing job with the broadcasting and the commentating, so keep it up. Thank you.
Awesome job. Thank you so much for that one. Well done, Eric. Congratulations, bud. I look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, is your third place man from race number 1. He wasn't happy with third place. He went out and absolutely took the win in race number 2, and he was looking fast from the moment they went green. I don't think anybody can stop this man during that race. It is Mr. Ivan Van Guiado as well. Ivan, welcome in, bud.
Thank you so much, everybody. I am in a pool of sweat. I cannot believe the pace that we were running at the front. Wow, what a race.
Where was that in race number 1, though?
Look, race number 1, I just wanted to... there were a few bits and pieces of the track that I still wasn't totally comfortable with. I changed my brake bias just before the race started, and I was very happy with, just sitting back and waiting for the main event. And but I was not going home tonight without making an overtake. I promised everybody I am not finishing third today. And from the middle of the race onwards, incredible pace. A huge thank you to Alex, who made delivery tonight. Tom, we spoke a lot about strategy throughout the day, and it's just an incredible pleasure to be part of this league, to be a part of such a nice group of people. We have a lovely time during the week chatting to everybody, and it's just a huge pleasure to be here tonight.
Okay, well, that puts the end of that interview because he's already done his shout outs and we normally do them at the end, but there we go. What more can we say? Ivan, Sebring, next time out, what do you reckon?
Not my best track, but then again, Portimao, I only downloaded it a couple of days ago. We've been putting in a lot of time. My friend Peter and I, we've been pushing each other in the practice sessions a lot. And that honestly, truly does help a lot. The way he pushes during the practice sessions and we're pushing each other to the limit, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be very tough as always. But there's like 6 people that can finish on the podium every week. So bring on Sebring.
Okay, man. Well, good job there, fella. I look forward to seeing how you get on next week. I won't ask you if you want to shout out anybody. Is there anybody else you want to add to your list, by the way, just before I let you go?
No, honestly, a huge shout out to my girlfriend for putting up with me tonight and the neighbors, because I reckon they heard me screaming when I crossed the finish line. A huge thank you. Let's go!
All right, man. Take care, buddy. We'll catch up with you soon.
Thank you very much.
Well, Pat, I think you can safely say he was happy.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely one happy driver. And, I mean, he has every right to be happy. He had a fantastic race. He took the first sprint race to go ahead and get acclimated to the track. And then he just pretty much turned on the afterburners and just dominated the second half of the feature race. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's got every right in the world to be happy because that was a fantastic drive from the Italian driver.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, guys, that's going to wrap it up here as well. Join us next time out. We'll bring you up to schedule before we go as we head off to the wonderful world of Sebring. Then we've got Road America, then Daytona Roval, down Bathurst. We're going to send these cars to Fuji, and then just to top it all off, they're going to be heading to Mugello. But much love. If you have joined us, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the bells. If you're on JPB or on the Benji YouTube, be much appreciated as well. I've been JP. I've been alongside Patrick Coleman for this whole evening of racing. Join us next week once again here as we tackle the mighty world of Sebring. So as always, guys, take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.